Hey everybody, and welcome to our deep dive this time on prostate health. We're going to be looking at prostate health, early signs, prevention, and care, and really going to try to break down some of the key takeaways for you guys. So whether you're, just starting to think about this stuff or want a refresher.
Absolutely.
We're going to try to make it really clear and easy to understand.
Yeah, this is a really important topic. And I think, the prostate is something that, it may be small. It's about the size of the walnut, but it plays a really big role in men's health, particularly reproductive health.
Okay, so can you remind me, where exactly is this walnut-sized gland? What's it doing down there?
Right, so it sits right below the bladder, and it actually wraps around the urethra, so that tube that carries urine out.
Right.
And its main job is to produce seminal fluid, which is vital for transporting and nourishing sperm.
Okay, right. I remember the basics, but I've also heard that, the prostate can be a bit of a troublemaker as men get older. What kind of trouble are we talking about?
Yeah. So as men age, the prostate can start to act up in a few different ways. One of the most common issues is something called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH for short. And it's not cancer, but it's basically when the prostate gets bigger and it starts to squeeze the urethra. And that can lead to a whole host of, annoying and sometimes concerning symptoms.
Okay, BPH, got it. So the source material that we're looking at had a pretty vivid list of early warning signs. What really jumped out at you?
I think what's interesting is how subtle some of the early signs can be. So you might start waking up multiple times during the night to use the bathroom. That's called nocturia. Or you might find it difficult to start or stop the flow of urine. Almost like a hesitant faucet.
Right, hold on. Frequent nighttime bathroom trips. That sounds like a recipe for sleep deprivation. And the faucet analogy is perfect.
Right.
I definitely see how that would be frustrating. What about some of the more serious signs? I think the source material mentioned blood in the urine.
Yeah, absolutely. The blood in the urine or semen is definitely a red flag. While it could be due to a less serious issue, like an infection, it could also indicate something more concerning. So it's really crucial to see a doctor right away for proper evaluation if you notice that.
Wow, that sounds pretty alarming. It's definitely a reminder to pay attention to what's going on down there.
For sure. And while, those signs can be linked to various prostate conditions, it's important to remember that they could also be caused by other factors entirely. So that's why getting a proper diagnosis from a medical professional is so important.
Okay, so we've got BPH, we've got potential infections, and we've got, some pretty clear warning signs to watch out for. But why do these problems happen in the first place? What makes the prostate go haywire?
Well, age is a major factor. The risk of prostate issues really starts to climb after 50, but it's not just about getting older. It's a bit more complex than that.
So what else is going on behind the scenes? I remember the source mentioned something about hormonal shifts, but it wasn't very specific.
Right. Hormones play a crucial role. So as men age, testosterone levels naturally decline.
Right.
And this can impact the prostate. You see, there's another hormone called DHT, which is kind of like a supercharged form of testosterone. And it's actually DHT that the prostate is most sensitive to.
Okay, that's interesting. So as testosterone goes down, does that mean DHT levels also decrease? And if so, how does that affect the prostate?
It's not quite that straightforward. Even as overall testosterone declines, the prostate can become more sensitive to DHT, or the ratio of testosterone to DHT can change, and that can lead to issues like BPH.
Okay, so even small amounts of DHT can have a big impact on the prostate. It's all starting to make more sense now.
Yeah, it's like the prostate is a bit too responsive to those hormonal signals as we age. It's a complex interplay of factors, and researchers are still uncovering all the details.
So we've covered, the prostate's function. We talked about those early warning signs and the role of hormones. But before we get into what we can do to protect our prostates, I think this is a good point to pause for a moment. Let all this information sink in. We'll be back in a flash to dive into some proactive steps for maintaining a healthy prostate.
Okay, so we're back. And, we've talked about what can go wrong with the prostate, but now let's focus on what we can do to actually keep it healthy. What are some of those proactive steps that we can take?
Well, a lot of it comes down to, those healthy lifestyle choices that we often hear about. But they really do make a difference. The source material really emphasizes the power of a balanced diet. And there's a good reason for that.
You say balanced diet, but what does that actually look like for prostate health? Are we talking specific foods or just kind of a general healthy eating approach?
It's a bit of both. So a diet rich in fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats is really the foundation. But there are also certain foods that seem to have a particularly positive effect on prostate health. Okay, I'm all ears. What are these prostate-friendly superstars?
Well, remember how we talked about lycopene earlier?
Uh-huh.
Well, it turns out that tomatoes, which are packed with lycopene, aren't just a delicious addition to pasta sauce. They might actually help slow down prostate cell growth. Studies have shown that lycopene could have a protective effect.
Oh, wow. So it's not just a color thing. It actually has a protective effect.
Exactly, and it's not just tomatoes, watermelon, and pink grapefruit also contain lycopene, so adding those to your diet can't hurt either.
Okay, so we've got tomatoes, watermelon, pink grapefruit. What else is on the prostate-friendly menu?
Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and kale are also great additions. They contain compounds that might help protect against cancer cell growth in general.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of Brussels sprouts. But if they're good for the prostate, maybe I'll have to reconsider.
They're definitely worth it. Think of them as tiny little bodyguards for your prostate.
Okay, you've convinced me tiny bodyguards it is. Anything else I should be stocking up on?
Fatty fish like salmon, tuna, and sardines are excellent sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which have anti-inflammatory properties and may play a role in prostate health.
Got it. So another reason to love sushi night. I'm seeing a pattern here. All this healthy food is actually pretty tasty.
Exactly. It's all about finding what you enjoy and making it a sustainable part of your routine. And speaking of routines, regular exercise is another crucial piece of the puzzle.
Okay, you say exercise is important, but what about guys who are really busy or have physical limitations? Are there any alternatives?
Of course, while moderate intensity activities like brisk walking, swimming, or biking are ideal, even gentle exercise like yoga or Tai Chi can benefit prostate health by improving blood flow and reducing inflammation. The key is to find something you enjoy and can stick with consistently.
Got it. So it's about finding something that works for your lifestyle and your body. What about hydration? Does that play a role in prostate health?
Absolutely. Staying well hydrated is essential for flushing out toxins and keeping everything running smoothly. Aim for around 8 glasses of water a day.
Okay, 8 glasses a day. Got it. I remember the source mentioned limiting alcohol and caffeine. How strict do we need to be about that?
It's all about moderation. While a cup of coffee in the morning and a glass of wine with dinner are probably fine, excessive alcohol and caffeine can irritate the bladder and potentially contribute to prostate problems.
So it's not about deprivation. It's about finding a healthy balance.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Exactly. And let's not forget about stress management. Stress can wreak havoc on our bodies in so many ways, including messing with our hormone levels.
You're telling me, but seriously, how does stress impact the prostate specifically?
Well, when we're stressed, our bodies release hormones like cortisol, and these can disrupt the delicate balance of hormones that influence prostate health. Over time, chronic stress can contribute to inflammation and potentially worsen prostate issues.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess finding healthy ways to manage stress is crucial, not just for our mental health, but for our prostates as well.
Exactly, whether it's through exercise, meditation, spending time in nature, or talking to a therapist. Find what helps you unwind and de-stress. It's an investment in your overall well-being, including your prostate health.
So we've got a lot to work with here. We're talking about a balanced diet with plenty of lycopene-rich fruits and veggies. Those cruciferous vegetable bodyguards, fatty fish for those omega-3s, regular exercise hydration, limiting alcohol and caffeine, and managing stress. Anything else we can do to stay on top of our prostate health?
Regular checkups are essential. Think of it like routine maintenance for your car. Catching things early can prevent bigger problems down the road. Talk to your doctor about when and how often you should be getting screened for prostate issues.
That's a great point. It's easy to put off those checkups, but it's definitely worth making them a priority. Early detection is key, right?
Absolutely. And remember, all the information we're discussing is based on the insights from the source material, prostate health, early signs, prevention, and care. But your doctor can provide personalized guidance based on your individual health history and risk factors.
That makes sense. So we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about the warning signs, the role of hormones, and now these proactive steps for maintaining a healthy prostate. Before we wrap things up, is there anything else you think our listeners should keep in mind?
You know, we've been focusing on specific foods and lifestyle changes, but I think it's important to remember that all these things work together. It's not about finding one magic bullet. It's about adopting a holistic approach to your health.
That's a great point. It's about making healthy choices a way of life, not just a temporary fix.
Exactly. And remember, this is just the starting point. It's like, we've given you the map. Now it's up to you to explore. Keep learning, keep asking questions, and most importantly, keep talking to your doctor.
That's a fantastic way to put it. We've given you the map. Now go explore. We'll be back in a moment to wrap up our deep dive with some final thoughts and resources. Welcome back, everybody, for the final part of our prostate health deep dive. And I'm excited for this part because we left off with that challenge to really explore those specific foods that can actually make a difference.
Yeah, it's amazing, how much power we really have through the choices that we make every day, especially when it comes to what we eat. And we're not talking about, deprivation or crazy diets here, but rather just incorporating, some key ingredients that can really support prostate health.
Yeah, exactly. And we've already touched on a few of those prostate superstars. We talked about the lycopene-rich, tomatoes, watermelon, pink grapefruit, those cruciferous veggie bodyguards, the fatty fish with their omega-3s. But are there any other standout players that we should know about?
There are a few more, I think, that are worth mentioning. One that often gets overlooked is green tea.
Really, green tea? I usually just think of it as a relaxing drink.
It is relaxing, but it's also a powerhouse when it comes to antioxidants.
Yeah.
Green tea is rich in compounds called catechins, and studies suggest that they may have some pretty impressive benefits for prostate health.
Interesting. So what are these catechins doing exactly? Are they fighting off those pesky free radicals or something?
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, antioxidants like catechins, they help protect our cells from damage caused by free radicals, which can contribute to a whole host of health issues, including prostate problems.
Wow. So green tea is more than just a calming beverage. It's like a secret weapon for our cells. I'm definitely going to be drinking more of that. Anything else we should add to our prostate protecting grocery list?
Well, there's some promising research emerging on the benefits of certain nuts and seeds, particularly pumpkin seeds and Brazil nuts. Pumpkin seeds are a good source of zinc, which is thought to play a role in prostate health, while Brazil nuts are packed with selenium, another powerful antioxidant.
So it's not just fruits and veggies. We've got nuts and seeds joining the party, too. That's a snack I can definitely get behind.
Exactly. And remember, it's not about obsessing over individual foods, but rather just incorporating a variety of these nutrient-rich options into your diet. Think of it as creating a symphony of flavors and nutrients that work together to support your overall health, including your prostate.
That's a beautiful way to put it, a symphony of flavors. And I think as we wrap up this deep dive, that's a really important takeaway. It's not about finding, a quick fix or a magic bullet, but rather embracing that holistic approach to well-being.
Absolutely. It's about, making those healthy choices a part of your daily life, enjoying delicious and nutritious foods, moving your body in ways that you enjoy, managing stress, and staying connected with your healthcare provider. It's all interconnected.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about taking charge of your health and creating a lifestyle that supports a happy, healthy prostate for years to come.
And remember, this is just the beginning of your exploration. We've given you a solid foundation of knowledge, but there's always more to learn.
Exactly. Keep researching, keep asking questions, and most importantly, keep the conversation going with your doctor. They can provide that personalized guidance based on your unique needs and help you really navigate this journey.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you.
And a huge thank you to all of you for joining us on this deep dive into prostate health. We hope you found it informative, empowering, and maybe even a little bit delicious. Until next time, take care.